Hi. Hello and hi. You can see this cord is like fighting for its freaking life. Okay, maybe that's a little better. Hello. Hi. I've been wanting to do a bookshelf tour for like the longest time, but it was chaos. It was literally chaos. There was just like a shit ton of books just like in this bottom corner over there. And then I found these beautiful bookshelves that fit my books perfectly on the side of the road. Cleaned them up real nice. And now here they are. And now I have something to be proud of. I still would like to get rid of the white bookshelves and just have all wood brown bookshelves, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, and here we are. So I actually have one other smaller bookshelf off to the side, so we're actually gonna start over there first. Okay, let's just do this because I don't really know how well this will work out. I never mess with the tripod setting because I am lazy, but it's actually not that bad. And yeah, like I said, I'm lazy. So first, let's start with my bookshelf. This is like off to the side, and it has the least amount of books on it, obviously, because it's small. So this first section that we have right here is all nonfiction. A couple of these I have gotten because I went to DC, which actually there's a vlog of it on my channel. I went to DC back in 2018 and I got a bunch of books from the museums that I visited there, which is my favorite way to accumulate nonfiction books, is like from a reliable source, I guess, because sometimes you get a nonfiction book and you just don't know which way it's gonna lean, if it's gonna be neutral, if it's gonna be like something really bad. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I want something that's, you know, not leaning any type of way. Honestly, I just want the truth. Just give me the truth. Just give me the facts. That's what I love about history the most, is like it's so factual and I can go on and on about it. But anyways, so a couple of these I've gotten from museums. You know, this one I've been meaning to read for a long time, The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, which if you don't know, a little bit of Underwater Flowers lore is that I'm obsessed with dinosaurs, like high-key obsessed with them. They're my favorite. I think it's just so cool that like dinosaurs existed. Do you see how dinosaurs look? That shit was real. Like that happened here. Like it is just crazy to me. I really want to read Jurassic Park because I heard that the actual book is really good. I don't know how I haven't read it yet. So anyways, we got a bunch of history books, 1776, a couple of David McCullough, however you pronounce him, A People's History of the United States. I started reading this, but then I got kind of depressed because it starts off with Columbus and fuck Columbus. But this book, The Red Scare, Blacklist, McCarthyism, and Making of Modern America by Clay Risen is my newest book that I just got. So that's one I'm also wanting to read. But I kind of wanted to get a book about the Cold War first because it's kind of like a precursor, I guess. Yeah, so that's the top shelf. Next, down below, okay, I'm gonna have to hold this unfortunately because my tripod does not go any lower. So next, down below, we have memoirs of all shapes and sizes. We have Joan Didion, Nora Ephron, Paris Hilton's, of course, really good book actually. I just recently got Mean Baby by Selma Blair, her memoir. This is more just about like people specifically, because I also have You're the Only One I've Told, stories about abortion, Britney Spears memoir, and then Richard Wright's memoir, which you haven't seen my July wrap-up video. I read Native Son by Richard Wright and I was obsessed with it and I still am forever obsessed with it. But yeah, that's his memoir that I found at a bookstore, Eve Babbitt's. Also a really good book. But yeah, Mean Baby's the most recent one that I have. I've read most of these, honestly. Everything I Know About Love, Eve Babbitt's, Your Magical Thinking, Nora Ephron, Paris, Selma Blair, Britney Spears. I've read like a good majority of them. So there's actually one like memoir on here that I haven't, that's not on this shelf. It's on my favorites shelf, which is on the bottom, which will be difficult, but I'm gonna have to find a way to show the bottom shelf to you guys. Okay, so this is like very awkward, but this is the bottom shelf. We have our 5-star reads. Okay, So sorry if that's crooked, but we're just gonna go over it quickly and then, the orientation of this will go back to normal. I promise. But we have our 5-star reads down here. So we have Giovanni's Room, James Baldwin, obsessed with that book. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. My favorite movie of all time is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the Gene Wilder one, not the fucking Johnny Depp one. Fuck that one. I hate it. We have my favorite book of all time, Secret Life of Bees. Inspiration for my bee tattoo right there. The Green Mile by Stephen King. Literally one of the saddest books I've ever read. Loved it though. Lord of the Flies, great classic. The Great Gatsby, another great classic. Death of a Salesman, To Kill a Mockingbird, of course, Native Son. This adorable copy of The Hobbit that I found in the thrift store. East of Eden, literally the most iconic book that's ever been written, honestly. One of my most recent reads, Dad Camp. It was just a fun romp of a time. My dog is blocking the rest of the books now. Hi. A Tale for the Time Being. I talk about that book ad nauseum, it feels like. It's just, actually, this might be one of the saddest books I've ever read, but everything ties together so well. Hamnet, also maybe one of the saddest books I've ever read. Song of Achilles, book that I started reading at the beginning of 2021, got me into reading. Love that love story. Fuck Call Me By Your Name if A Song of Achilles exists, because Call Me By Your Name's not a bad book per se, but if you want a good love story that's gay, A Song of Achilles is the way to go. And actually 2 memoirs on here that are not on the memoir shelf, and that is Chanel Miller's Know My Name, one of the saddest books I've ever read, and I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, also one of the saddest books I've ever read. We have our classics here. Love, love, love. So we have Margaret Atwood. I'm obsessed with her. We have, I think it's like the first part of Don Quixote on here, and then the actual big Don Quixote, all of it. Man of La Mancha, some Sherlock Holmes. We have some F. Scott Fitzgerald, some James Joyce, W. Somerset Maugham. This beautiful copy of Moby Dick. Love it. I think I would actually like the book Moby Dick because, like I said in my review for Together, I love personified feelings or actualized feelings and like making it into a monster of some sort. That's like my favorite thing ever. A bunch of Toni Morrison, although I don't know why I keep buying Toni Morrison. I don't think I'm compatible with her for reader and writer because I don't understand anything that's happening in Toni Morrison books. I've only read The Bluest Eye to completion, and every other book I've tried to start with her, I'm just like, sorry, I just don't know what's happening. So that's unfortunate. And then on bottom, oh, you can't see that. Can you see that? No. Okay, and then on the bottom here, we just have some Shakespeare's, pretty much only Shakespeare, and then John Steinbeck on the end of it. Love John Steinbeck. He's my bestie. Also, this cute ass copy of The Hobbit. Like, someone want to tell me like what exactly is supposed to be going on here? I have no idea, but this is so cute and actually like very scary if that's what Gollum is supposed to look like. He's spooky. Next on this top shelf, oh, can't see that. Okay, next on this top shelf here, we have our thrillers and horror, which aren't a lot, but enough to fill up most of this shelf at least. So we have some Agatha Christie, some Gone Girl. Not a big fan of Gone Girl, if I'm going to be completely honest. I'll be in the frame for this one. I didn't know the twist for Gone Girl from the movie because I've never seen the movie. And then I read the book and I was like, okay, and like, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. And that's coming from someone who didn't even know the twist. Yeah, unfortunately. This beautiful copy of Dracula, unfortunately, Dracula is one of the most boring books to ever exist. So sorry to Bram Stoker. I am interested to read, I think it's Camille, who inspired, like that book was lesbian. It's written by a woman, I believe, and it inspired Dracula. So I'm excited to read that one first, maybe in the spooky season. And then we have Stephen King shelf. I don't have like a bunch of Stephen King. Cujo, Joyland, Night Shift, Pet Cemetery, Salem's Law, and The Shining. I actually just recently bought 2 more, literally today, this morning. So I have to do a book haul soon. That Riley Sager book I was telling you about in my July wrap up, middle of the night. And then we have Frankenstein, Tales from the Crypt. Yep, that's pretty much it for that shelf. Down below, we have short stories. So there's not much because I honestly haven't really read any of these except for the Mary Oliver poetries right here. Cursed Bunny, which it was like weird, but also like kind of boring, like at the same time. So don't know how I feel about that. Some Robert Frost, short stories of John Steinbeck, Sylvia Plath short stories, poems, and then The Phantom of the Opera, beautiful copy that I got from Barnes and Noble. It has other short stories in there, but it also mainly has Phantom of the Opera, which is just okay. I like the musical better. So sorry about that to Mr. Leroux, I think is how you pronounce it. Gaston Leroux. And then, I'm so sorry, this is like far away, but this is like my 3rd time recording this, so now you know why I don't do book videos, book tour, bookshelf tours, because this tripod will actually be on my gravestone. It is a death sentence. I'm going to murder it. So down here we have children's and graphic novels. We have this really cool copy of Are You Afraid of the Dark, but it's like a graphic novel of the Are You Afraid of the Dark short stories, which is really cool. And I've started collecting the Harry Potter and the Series of Unfortunate Events books, but I'm kind of more focused on the Series of Unfortunate Events because I already love that series. I read all of that series in its entirety, and I literally have a tattoo on my ankle right there. Count Olaf tattoo. So it's something I'm more invested in because I don't really care too much about Harry Potter because I've never read Harry Potter. But if I ever wanted to, I got the books for free because I found them in little libraries or whatever. Don't know if I'll ever read Harry Potter low key. So if you find any Series of Unfortunate Events books, I have the 1st and the 4th one that I found at Goodwill. If you find any more, let me know. I'm on the hunt for them. Okay, so we made it to the big kahuna, which is this big shelf, this big white shelf right here, and that is all just general fiction books. So at the very tippy top, I mean, there's not much to go over because it is just all my general fiction books. And again, it's by author's last name. It's not by genre. I don't have the bookshelf space to categorize it by sub-genres and whatnot. So it's all just fiction right there. So we have, I guess the one on display, Blood Test. I'm really excited to read that one. It looks kind of like goofy, but the cover of it is just spectacular, which may be like 90% why I even bought that book. Yeah, we have The Shard, Sunrise on the Reaping. I have yet to finish that book. I'm actually like halfway through and I'm not finishing it because I'm scared. In Tongues, I did a book haul for that. Don't really know what it's about, but again, great cover. A lot of these are books that I found also secondhand, but I will say like it's a good half and half of books that I've just found via out in nature and also books that I bought. Vanishing World is the newest Sayaka Murata, which I've never read anything by her, but I heard that the ending of this is just very odd and doesn't work. And I've heard Convenience Store Woman is much better, so I might start with that. Yeah, just like I don't even know how to describe the books on here. A couple Maggie O'Farrell's. She wrote Hamnet. It's on my favorites shelf. A couple of these I have read, but there weren't favorites, like The Virgin Suicides. Great book, but it's not a favorite. So a couple of these I have on here. Outlawed by Anna North is a great book. It's one of the first books I read when I got back into reading. And it's such a romp of a time. I've been trying to chase the feeling that that book gave me again because it's just so much fun. It's about a group of outlaws. Who would have thought? It's about a group of outlaws and basically it's like old Western times. So it's like a Western book. I've been trying to get more into Westerns because this book made me interested in Westerns. And she gets pregnant, I think before marriage or something. And they're like, oh my God, you're a witch, basically, or something like that. I don't know. Something crazy like that happens. So she runs away, becomes an outlaw and joins a gang. Love that. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of everything that's on here. I might have like a picture or like something closer on here. Night Bitch, also great book about motherhood and a woman thinking that she's turning into a dog. Love that. That's pretty much all the books that I have on here. Gosh, this took forever to finally make, but it's here, and hopefully we'll find some more bookshelves that match this one off the side of the road, you know. Hello, freaking free. Love that. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. So thank you for watching this video in its entirety if you did. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. Stay tuned for more book videos and or movie reviews. Who knows? Whatever I'm feeling. Yeah, thank you for coming along with me on this journey, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.